over time I've accumulated a number of pots that were originally used in soil but are no longer, because I really prefer hydroponics in its various forms. So lately I've been looking at these pots and wondering what I could do with them. And of course, pots like this are porous, and all of these pots that are used for soil have holes in the bottom for drainage. So you need to have some way of having solution in there. So I've come up with something like this. Quart jars for some things, and then one of my favorite sins, biscottis, a container of biscottis. But what you can see is that these aren't a perfect match for the height of the pot. So what I've been doing is making some little pieces of wood. These are left over from another project or another thing that I did. And these are set up to go right in the bottom of the pot. And then you can put your jar in the pot. And you can see that it's pretty much close to the surface, but not at the surface, because you're also going to put a piece of wood on like this to hold the net pot. And then over here I've got this piece of 2x4 with a piece of 1x4 that I've cut. Now this thing will actually fit in here and kind of jam in place, but I'm a little bit nervous about it being stable. So I've made these blocks, and you can put this in here. And now you see you have another problem, which is that it sticks above the top, which can be solved by cutting it down. So at this point, this is basically ready to go. All you need to do is put in your pot, as I've shown on a previous video, and fill up your jar. You can see where this comes in relationship to the support here. So this is right about here. So it sticks down about 1 inch into the quart jar, and that's just fine. With a quart jar, you may need to top it up from time to time, maybe more often than if you had just a large container, but this is certainly a good way to recycle flower pots and have something a little more aesthetic than the blue buckets that I use a lot. So if you wanted to do this, you could take a quart jar and go to your local flower shop or whatever and see what kind of pots they have available, or see what you have unused in your backyard and put them to work. The advantage of hydroponics is that you have a steady supply of water. You can have a very perfect and rich mix of nutrients, and you can adjust the pH to the optimum level for the plants. Until next time, the next thing coming up is I showed a video about adding aeration to some Kratky pots, and the next thing I'm going to do is use some 2-inch deep stainless pans and some 1-inch foam to make a nursery system which will have somewhat deep water, but then it will also have aeration